Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Dawn Chorus. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, it's on itch.io where you can get it for free, and if you want the most up-to-date version, then you can go to their Patreon. And, if you want to support them, do that too. So anyways, on the last Let's Play, we got a room key, put some stuff in our room or sorted it out, got some lunch, hung with Rune and Devin, and then lost a room key, and that's why we're looking for it. So, let me reset first, and begin. Why are you staring at the ground? Almost jump back, startled. Why is everyone so set on startling me today? It's like I'm a cat, sneakily going around and everybody's jumping at me. Or making a sound. Rune is standing in front of me and looking at me with concern, clutching a key in his right paw. Wait. Oof. Whatever. Rune, I didn't hear your steps. I was just daydreaming. You look like you're looking for something, though. He tilts his head slightly and observes me closely with full seriousness. Also, we're doing the Devin route. Seducing the teacher. This is really embarrassing. Well, what are you holding there? This? This is the key to my room. Oh, so you did lose something. I look away, embarrassed. Of all the people that could stumble upon me in this corridor, it had to be him. He doesn't seem to want to mock me, though. Actually, he seems genuinely concerned. He is really perceptive, that's for sure. Now that I'm getting to know him, I have to say that he's different than I imagined. Well, yeah, I cannot find the key to my room. It must have fallen out of my pocket when I was coming back from lunch. I don't know how that could have happened, but I don't say it out loud. I just feel bad about this in general. Oh, well, that's bad. He scratches his head, ruffling his auburn hair. Is that the color? Huh. Oh, I just got it brown. You should check at the reception. Maybe someone found it and returned it there. And you could always go to Devin. He should know what to do. We're supposed to go with the teacher in case of any emergency, and I would call this one. Go to Coach Devin, because we're going to seduce him. I'm having bad feelings about this from the start. I just feel I won't find the key anywhere here. I don't just lose anything like that. You're right, I should just go with the coach. Maybe somebody found my key and returned it to him. You remember which room it is his, right? I think it was number 2. Rune looked surprised that I knew. We have known each other for only half an hour, and he's already has such low expectations of me. No wonder, though, I managed to lose my room key within 2 hours of receiving it. So he did pay attention. He extends his paw and starts petting my head. Taken aback by the sudden gesture, I freeze on the spot. His paw is gentle, much more than I thought a basketball player's paw would be. It feels nice, and I don't want him to stop. But of course, this lasts only a second, and his paw is gone from my hair. Good boy. I kinda wish I had something that would call me a good boy. But that's a different time. Okay, go pay him a visit then. I'll better go for now. If you want to catch up later, I'll probably be at the pool. Blushing fiercely, I nod and turn around, each of us continuing in the opposite direction. Arriving at the door, I already regret my decision. I don't really look forward to having to explain the whole situation to the teacher. I hesitate for a moment before knocking, but finally my knuckles meet the wooden door, knocking on it thrice. I take a step back and stare at the door intensely, waiting for them to open. It only takes a few seconds until they do, and the coach head peeks outside. He looks at me, clearly surprised. Dark? Do you need something? Yeah, I could use something, but that's gonna be for later. I'm here for the key. I glance sideways, checking if the corridor is empty. Yes, Professor, I think I lost the key to my room. I see Coach Devin's eyes open wider. He takes a step back, opening the door fully. Come in first. Enter the room, and Coach Devin closes the door behind me. I like that painting. It seems very Aussie, though. Right? Though, I don't know, it kind of looks like that one sacred rock. But then, there's a whole bunch of them. I wouldn't know where that would be, really. His room smells like him. Musky. I didn't even pay attention to a scent before, but now it's the first thing I notice. Maybe it's some fragrance he's using, combined with his own scent? A woo? It's woody and pleasant, and feels comforting, like a reassuring pat on the back. A smell can tell a lot about the personality of an owner. His room is a bit bigger than mine, and has 2 beds instead of 1. The carpet has a different pattern, the painting is also different, and some of Coach's private belongings, along with a used mug, lay on the desk. Among them is something I, for sure, did not expect to see, a Discman portable CD player that was popular in the 90s. My mother used to have one. I wonder what music Coach listens to, and why does he use this to listen to music? The whole room feels different, though, somehow. Maybe it's because of his scent, as if it was somehow partially infused with his personality already. I do find it funny on this game, the person's like, and then the colors here probably represent this thing, which then defines a very ostentatious sort of nature, and I'm like, I do not look into things this deeply. I'm just kind of poking fun. Though making observations. Despite that, I can't see a bag or clothes anywhere, so I assume he is already fully unpacked. Somehow, I'm getting the feeling that his shirts are all hanging on coat hangers, and his underwear is neatly folded and tucked away in the drawers. Come on, sit if you want. Tell me what happened. He pointed at a chair in front of the desk and leaned against the wall himself. Okay, I'll sit down. I nod and sit down, nervously entwining my fingers on my lap. Coach seems to notice how tense I am, his gaze softening completely. Do you want some tea, maybe? He smiles reassuredly, and nod again. He walks up to the desk and switches on the electric kettle. He must have just had a cup of tea himself, because the water comes to a boil in over a dozen seconds. Black, green, white, peppermint? What do you drink? What is white tea? Green tea, probably. That's my favorite, too. Ooh. Kansas points. Coach unwraps the tea bag and puts it in a clean mug, then fills most of it with boiling water. Also, how do you have so many teas with you, man? That's crazy. Tea bag I guess I have like Earl Grey, Lady Grey, English breakfast, but they're all black teas, you know? Or then I have green tea. But for some reason, I can only have green tea in that kind of like, whatchamacallit, P.F. Chang's cup, or mug, teapot, and little thing. Because I tried it in a mug, green tea. It tastes like shit. Put in that kind of pot, it tastes great. I have no idea how that works. Staying near the surface of the water, as if curious of the world side. The paper label attached to the tea bag has a motivational quote written on it. Find your inner balance. I really like them, even though they always state just something obvious, but they're like small reminders to take care of yourself throughout the day. Waiting only a short while for the tea to brew, Coach fills the rest of the mug with cold water from the bottle he has on his desk. He passes me the mug, and I take it gratefully, taking a big sip. Pleasant fragrance of the tea fills my nose. Tea isn't bitter at all, and the temperature is just right. So, Dark, what happened? There's not much to tell, actually. I lost the key to my room. When I was leaving the room for lunch, I closed it and put it in my pocket, but when I returned to my room and tried to open it, it wasn't in my pocket anymore. I'm going to ask you if you've checked all of your pocket. I'm not going to ask you, because I assume you did. Did you go anywhere else before or after lunch? No, I went straight from and to my room. So the possible scenario is that the key fell out of your pocket in the cafeteria. Did you check if it was there? No, not yet. I wanted to check if anyone maybe found it and then returned it to you. Devin shook his head. No, unfortunately. Let's go look for it then. Sorry. Did you finish your tea yet? I finished the rest of the tea with 2 big gulps, standing up. I feel much more confident now. It really did help. Or maybe it was just Coach Devin and his big muscles. I was afraid when I was coming here, but he turned out to be an attentive and nice person. A much different person than his usual unyielding demeanor during classes. Now, yes. Thank you for the tea, sir. Just Devin is good. I give him the most thankful smile I have, and he smiles back. I think I've seen him smiling today more times than during the whole semester. I stand up, putting the mug back on the desk, and we both leave the room. Some students pass us by on the way to the cafeteria, giving us occasional puzzled looks, but as we arrive there, it's completely empty. Tables are still covered with checkered tablecloths, gleaming in the sunlight, filtered through the windows, like some ostente thing. Looks like the sun came out from behind the clouds just for a moment. Even though it's only a while after noon, it's already low on the horizon. We're above the Arctic Circle after all. The eeriness of the empty cafeteria and Arctic sun makes it almost seem like a scene from a film. It reminds me of staying late at my school together with Miko, walking through the empty halls, usually filled with noise and bodies, entering empty classes that some careless teacher forgot to lock. The sound of a door closing behind me snaps me out of my daze. Meanwhile, Devin is already standing in the middle of the room, looking around. Which table was ours? This one, I think. This place certainly looks different now. Yes, I'm sure it was this one. Both scan the floor, looking for the key. Devin then goes to look around around the plants, as someone could kick the keys there unknowingly. But we don't see it anywhere. Maybe someone found it in the meantime and didn't return it to me, but to the janitor. The only option I see is to go there and ask. Even if the key's not there, that's the only thing left we can do. I only nod silently. Meanwhile, Devin is already walking out of the cafeteria. Come on, let's go. I exit the cafeteria after Devin, and for a while we walk in silence until he suddenly asks, So, Dark, how are you doing? That's very sudden, and a really broad one, too. How am I doing? I'm not sure myself. Could be better. For example, I could have the key to my room right now. Good, thank you. I know things could be better, but don't worry, everything will be fine. How do you like it at the university? Please, remind me, you're studying biology? Cognitive science, actually. It's related, but also fairly different. And about the university, I really like it there. I feel like I'm finally studying something substantial. Unlike in high school, we're treated as adults. Isn't it hard, being so far from home? No, quite the contrary. I couldn't wait to move out of my home, out of the country. To see something new, to try something different. Glad to hear that. You'll do well, Dark. I don't know I think it's just me, being all stuttery. Yeah, some days are better than others. Gives me a pat on the back. This time, a literal one. We've just reached the front desk. Suddenly I notice that I feel much better than just moments before. Talking with Devin really helped me take my mind off the current situation. I'm glad I'm here with him. I tap my paw pads on the counter nervously. The closer we are to talking to someone of the staff, the more nervous I get. I'm glad I have Devin with me, although I feel much more confident having a teacher by my side. I still don't know much about him. I know that he's not from Norway and moved here not long ago, but that's it. Now that I think about it, it was only him who was asking me questions the whole time. Wouldn't it be rude for me to ask the teacher about his private life, though? Ask him about the Discman, his country, ask him about Rune. I'll ask him about his country. Discman? Yeah. I'll ask him about his country. Professor, from your conversation with Rune, I gather that you're not Norwegian. Can I ask where you're from? Keep silent for a while, and I start to worry that this is not a good idea after all. But finally he answers. That's true. I was born in Ohio, in the U.S. Lots of potatoes there. I moved here a year ago to teach. I'm not very familiar with the United States geography, but I do know Ohio. What do you remember about it, though? Not much, really. Asking this man. Professor, I've seen a Discman on the desk in your room. That's not something you see often, or you listen to. Oh yes, it's an old technology, but it has belonged to me since I was a kid. I was listening to American Powerball. Oh yeah, I did ask a question about that, but I never did look up what the answer was. I wonder what American Powerball was. It's a band from the 90s. I'd be surprised if you knew them. The name rings a bell, but I can't remember for sure. I'll have to check them out later. Or I have a chance to reply to the janitor emerges from the utility room. She with ambiguous age, may have been 30 or 50. Guten Morgen, hartje mit. Guten Ettermet, Mig. I lost the key in my room. I went to look for it around the guest house, but couldn't find it anywhere. So what are these people supposed to be speaking? So is that supposed to be like Norwegian, we're speaking Finnish, or is like she's speaking some other language and we're speaking Norwegian? I don't know, maybe I could put it into Google Translate and it would tell me. Maybe I will. Yep. Just curiosity. Google Translate. Don't co-OS. Okay. Detect language. Gods et middag hva trenger du hjelp? Norwegian. So then what are we talking? Questions. I need answers. Also, let's reset since we already did stuff. I lost the key to my room. I went to look for it around the guest house, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Has anyone found it and returned it here? The janitor smiles at me assuredly, completely unfazed, and I start to suspect that I'm not the first one to lose the key to their room in this guest house. No, not yet, unfortunately. Did you leave the guest house after you got the key? No, I didn't. So it has to be somewhere in the guest house. Keep my eyes open. Let's not assume it's gone. Your name and room number, please. Dark, room number 17. The janitor opens a ledger, searching for something. Your room is a single one, so we don't have a second key for it. Call the office and get a separate key, so that you'll be able to access your room in the meantime. She takes the old flip phone out of her pocket and dials the number. Someone on the other side of the line picks it up quickly, and a muffled voice escapes from the small speaker. The janitor puts the phone to her ear and starts to explain the situation. I switch my attention from her to Devin. He's standing there next to me, leaning against the wall and looking out the window, thinking. He has helped me a lot today, even though I often skipped the classes and had little respect for him. I feel guilty now. I'll be a good student from now on, I promise. Why would you skip, gym in college? You know? I don't remember college gym being anywhere sort of stressful. I remember high school gym was kind of meh. Hated having to do stuff outside, in Texas, in humidity. But at least I was smaller, so I was able to deal with temperature a bit better. And for a moment, our eyes meet. He quickly averts his gaze, though. Bolkevert, have a manner do. Blocked. I switch my attention to the janitor, sensing troubles. She speaks with an urgent tone, too fast for me to understand. Her beside somewhat single words. She ended the conversation with a simple, "Hi, Dad," and put the phone down with a sigh. It looks like nobody from the office will be able to get here today, so we weren't prepared for the snow to start falling so early this year, in such amounts. They said that it will come tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I should look for your key. In the meantime, I will look for your key. For today, you'll have to move to another room. We don't have any single rooms left, unfortunately, but I can show you which rooms we have a bed available. We have a lot more double rooms than single ones, so most of the students got a room with a second bed. But maybe one of your friends has a free bed in the room? You could ask them, but if none of them have one, then come back here and I'll find you something. He gives me an apologetic smile and points to a small basket on the counter filled with sweets. Maybe you want some? I shake my head, looking down at my powwows. I don't really know what to say. It's a very sudden turn of events. I have so many questions, I don't even know which to ask first. Swallowing saliva, I decide on one that concerns me most right now. All my stuff is already in my room. I won't be able to retrieve anything from there until tomorrow. Oh, you're right. Wait a moment. She walks off to the utility room and returns a short while, carrying something in her paw. Here's a bathroom kit for you. We always keep a spare few here for those who forgot to bring the toothbrushes or soap with them. Truth be told, I never use soap. I only use hair, shampoo. I don't, because soap, it always makes my skin feel too dry. But hey, I don't smell. Unless I go to the gym, in which case, there is no amount of something that's going to deal with that sweat, at least during the summertime. Sorry. She passes me a kit, all packed inside with a cloth pouch. Really sorry about this. Can I do anything else for you now? I shake my head. If you have any questions or problems, please come back to me, and we'll try to sort it out. I'm not going anywhere, though. Although by midnight, I'm usually asleep already. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. She smiles at me and turns around and returns to the utility room. Well, that was an unfortunate turn of events. Do you know anyone who has a free bed in his room? Well, I know somebody that does. I shake my head. I feel the energy leave my body, flowing through my legs, and dispersing onto the ground. I think I'd better go outside for a while and think. That should be easy to solve. I'll talk with the Professor Arnie. He should have a list of all the students in the rooms. We'll be able to find you a room for tonight. I appreciate that, but I think I'll just ask among my friends. I'm sure one of them will have a free bed. Okay, I won't interfere then. If you need any help, although, please come to me and we'll think of something. Wait here a moment. I'll be right back. Devin sprints off somewhere, leaving me there in the empty lobby. Looking for something to do, I notice the clock on the wall. It's ticking slowly, like a metronome, setting the leisurely tempo for the world around it. Perception of time is very subjective, but clocks remind me that its passing is somewhat real and measurable. So much has happened in the last 15 minutes, but the hands of the clock have barely moved. The harder I stare at the clock, the slower the hands move. I stand there for a while, just listening to the hypnotic rhythm of the slow ticking before I get bored of it. Devin returns. Take this if you want to go outside. He extends his paw. In his extended paw, he's holding a rain jacket. I took a spare one with me. It's clean and unused. You can return it after you have your room back. Thank you, Devin. This will come in handy. All my stuff is in my room after all, and I would rather not catch a cold on the first day of camp. If you need anything, I'm not in my room, that means I'm likely at the pool. Don't worry about the jacket, though. You can leave it here in the lobby if you won't need it. I put it on. Although it's too big, it feels comfortable. It's not very warm, but it should guard me from the wind and snow. Devin gives me a wide smile. Seeing him smile, I am much more used to his stern side. he shows during his lessons. You should read a bit more slower. What time is it? Okay. Now something makes me think that he might be a very different person than I thought. Thank you, Professor. I promise to take care of it. I turn around and go through the entrance door, leaving the warm and cozy guest house. There's a big bulge down there. A wave of cool Arctic air hits me when I exit the building, making me shiver. It's still snowing relentlessly. The chill wind blows through the tree branches like a harpist gently pulling strings. Our bus has left already, so the janitor's car is the only one standing in the front parking lot. I hope that the bus driver made it to the town without any problems. I walk through the parking lot, into the woods, leaving the trail of deep paw prints in the fresh snow behind me. I inhale deeply. The air is perfectly clean and full of smells, pines and wet moss, snow and needle-covered paths. I grew up surrounded by forests, and I've always loved exploring them. Some of the smells here don't seem familiar, but I feel at home here. The only thing I hear is the sound of snow crunching under my paws and the slight whisper of the wind. I'm just on the edge of the woods, so the forest here isn't dense, and I'm between the branches, I can see the gray sky hanging heavily above me. It feels good to be here. Living in the city, it's easy to forget how nice it is to be surrounded by nature. I take out an instant camera I still have with me from the bag, turn it on, and holding in my extended paws, I point the lens towards my snout. Click. Now I have to wait for it to develop. I stash it away quickly in the bag, together with the camera, and close it. You were so close to your key. Close my eyes and listen to the wind. I silence my thoughts and switch my attention to my surroundings. Deep breaths now, in and out, slowly. Stand still. The wind rustles the branches, blowing off the slowly accumulating snow from them. Right now, the forest is still, but everything around me is brimming with life. All the bugs on the ground, all the trees around me, every tuft of moss and blade of grass. They all breathe together with me, in a steady rhythm. I'm happy where I am right now. I open my eyes and shake off the snow from my snout. If not for the temperature, I could just stand here and enjoy the peaceful atmosphere. I'm starting to feel cold. I'm still nowhere as cold as it gets in Finland in the winter. Thanks to the proximity of the sea, this part of the country has a mild climate, but it's not a temperature I would call comfortable. Something must be wrong with my Finnish genes, because I much prefer warmer weather. Okay, let's see how the photo came out. Femboy. Oh, I have to say I'm proud of this one. It might be my favorite photos of myself yet. Actually, I wonder, if you get a Rune's jacket, is it different? Not sure. You'd have to find out. Shivering a bit, I decide to keep moving. I feel warmer if I don't just stand in one place. Walking among the trees calmed me down, though. I feel much better now. I shook off the rest of the snow that I accumulated during the short walk on my hair and turned around, walking back to the guest house. I do miss that feeling. You know, you have snow on your hair and you just run your hand through your hair and it shakes it off. Taking your jacket and boots off, hanging it somewhere, or put the boots over the vents. Just kind of weird now that I think about it. But then, just warming up in a nice warm house. It was great. Unlike in Texas, where it's just like, oh, it's hot and humid all the time. You just come in and you're like, it's colder in here, but it's, I don't know. Good thing I got the jacket from Devin. I'd feel much colder without it. It really has done a lot for me. Much more than I would expect from a teacher, far beyond his responsibilities. It's weird to think, but I hope he likes me. Walking much fast now. I'm back at the guest house in maybe 2 minutes. And with that, and us pretty much on that time, I think we'll call it, because I think this is where the tiger guy comes at. Yep, him. Sorry, guy. We went through your route. We're not after gray muscles. Actually, that's a lie. I guess we're after Devin, who is older than Toruf. The gray muscle, 29 years old. Old. Decrepit. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this. Let's place a comment, cause I like comments. If you like, dislike, tips, tricks, always. If you like my YouTube, yeah, and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos to help it grow. And please learn to spay new your animals to help control the pet population. Is there anything else I can say? Not that I can think of. And until next time, let's be me, GamerWolfSix of Dawn Chorus, a game about seducing people. Though I guess we do get seduced as well. So thanks and see ya.